The king's back. 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 The king's back.
Yeah, what's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to my live stream. I am the actual King Smith because my name is actually King Smith, and this is my Wednesday vlog where I come on to talk about whatever the funk I want to talk about. I am a little bit late as I normally try to go live around 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time Zone, but I do a veterans peer support group every first Wednesday of the month. It's been rare that I've missed those. Those have been a great tool and a resource for myself and other fellow veterans that are out there. So I got through with that, and now I am here. Today's live stream is going to be titled, I'm 40, now what? And I wanted to share some things that I've been thinking about as I'll be 41 this year. I turned 40 August 4, 1984. Shout out to the other August people out there. I also share a birthday with Barack Obama, President Barack Obama. If you see this, one of these days, I'd like to get a birthday shout out as well. And I had some thoughts as I've been talking to a couple of other men my age, peers, some folks that are a little bit older that I consider mentors to me, and younger people who I've been mentoring as well, ladies and guys. And there are some things that as you get older, you realize stuff that you could have done better, right? You have that lived experience and you have that wisdom, and you go, man, if I could go back and do it all over again, I would. And part of me realizing this is I have a daughter that's about to graduate high school. In pretty much a month and a half, my one and only child will be an adult. I've done the things that I needed to do to get her to the point of graduating. And when you're a parent that cares, you look at it as, man, they're just about to unlock their potential. They're just about to get into their impact. So I wanted to talk about some things that I've thought about that I'm going to take a look at trying to build the blueprint for my next 20 years, which is the third quarter of life. There is a content creator that I want to give prop to, and I think he got it from somewhere. Um, Coach Greg Adams, he likes to break it down into quarters, and he said he even got it from somewhere where the first quarter of life is 0 to 20, the second quarter is 20 to 40, third quarter is 40 to 80, 40 to 60. Fourth quarter of life is 60 to 80, and anything after 80 is overtime. And he used to be a basketball coach, and I played sports, but it's something about that metaphor that I really liked. I think if you break it down into quarters, it can help you really analyze what you're doing in life from recent things and then take a look at what's going forward. So before I get into it, I'd like to acknowledge the people that are in the chat here. Shout out to Super C, who said, even though you're 40, I wouldn't think much about it. Live like you were in your 20s best as possible. Change your diet, exercise, get a bicycle, create a bucket list, and handle everything on it. As they say, 40s is the new 20s. Hug your lady more. He said, do some physical activities with her. It helps. And it's night time for me. I just have to play this when I wake up tomorrow morning while trucking 10 hours further up the road. Got to be in Denver, Colorado, Friday at 2 p.m. So, Super C, thank you for popping in, tuning in right before you were about to head to bed. I appreciate you catching me on the replay as you are doing a pivotal part of logistics here in the U.S., being a trucker out there on the road. Be safe, brother, and I'll tap in with you sometime while you're out there doing the damn thing. We also got a couple of more comments here. Big Back University, shout out to Mr. Big Back is back. He is somebody that's doing food reviews over on YouTube. He's kind of getting into it hardcore, and I would suggest if you want to hear a comedic take on different foods that are out there, I would highly suggest going and subscribing to Big Back University. Really funny, interesting dude, and his content's great. And then I got another name here. This is a name, Austin Sales Wireless said, you ain't live till you turn 40, and that's something that I'm going to talk about. Said you ain't lived yin. So if you know what yin mean, you ain't lived till you turn 40. And I agree with that. I think if you did things in that second quarter of life, right? From 20 to 40, by the time you get 40, that's when you can to me, the world's your oyster at that point. But you had to have made some better decisions in life, or come from wealth, come from the you had parents or people that cared enough about you to help steer you on the right path and minimize the mistakes that you've made along the way. Only recently, since I've turned 40, I feel like I'm just at the stride of where I need to be. I'm making the most money I've ever made in my life. I have significantly reduced debt, and there's still some milestones that I'm trying to achieve on that. But that's some stuff that I'm going to talk about a little bit later. Shout out to Hef Sovs over on Twitch with the follow. I appreciate that. A salute to you. I like it when people check in on Twitch. That's dope. And the one and only Angie Trust is in the building. Where your dancing videos at, young lady? Hope them knees is doing all right for you, because you got down the other day. I'm like, I bet her knees is hurting. I'm just joking. I'm messing with you. It's always good to see you, Angie. I'm going to be up near your way sometime soon. You know, for the many trips that I've made to New York, I've never been to the Statue of Liberty. You might think, oh, that's touristy or whatnot, because I don't know how many times you've seen it, but I've never seen it. So I want to check out the 9/11 Memorial when I'm there, and the Statue of Liberty. And I don't know if you'll be around or up for coming out and maybe grabbing a bite to eat or whatever, but when I do, I'll hit you up. All right? Said you'll try and put up some more. I look forward to them. I look forward to them. I think it's a great way to just be silly, have some fun. And I know you do it either before or after your workout. So you burning them calories. Good for you. Good for you. Okay. Let's get into it. I called the first part of this segment the wake up call, right? So I'm 40. I'm here. And if nobody's told you, 40 hits a little different. If you took care of your body from ages 20 to 40, then by the time that you hit 40, you're really hitting into the stride of things. For some people, they have a better health system. Others, it's not as bad. I have peers and people that I grew up with didn't quite make it this long because of cancer, or they're just finding out about cancer, right? Different ailments and things that affect their body, even if they were people that exercise regularly, had a good diet, all of that jazz. Things can just still happen. For me, I had a defibrillator put inside of my body when at the end of January 2025 here. So just 2 months ago. And it's affected me differently, or a lot different than I was prior to having it. For example, I can't sleep on the left side of my body now. I can feel the device a bit as I'm sleeping, right? So it kind of restricts the way that I sleep. Having it installed into my body's also alerted me that I have episodes of AFib. Uh what is it? Afibrillation. I can't even say it right. But that's something that now I have to monitor. I've been trying and making attempts to change my diet and exercise better. And my diet has changed. And I'm down on my pounds and body fat just simply from having a changed diet. And I have my lady to help me do that. And she comes over and she meal preps my stuff for the week. I've had some setbacks on incorporating exercise and physical activity. Couldn't do anything for several weeks after I had my defibrillator installed. And about 2 weeks ago, I woke up with this strange pain in my left foot. I'm wearing a boot right now. And the doctors hit me with something called uh, posterior tibialis tendonitis. Tendonitis. All right. And I don't really know how to explain it other than similar to, I guess, what it's kind of like an arthritis thing. Your tendon just hurts. It gets strained. There's trauma that's affected it. And it's a bear to get through. Luckily, I have great health insurance. I'm set up with the podiatrist to try to figure out how I can, the way that I'm supposed to walk and be able to do things so that it doesn't become inflamed and stuff going forward. And I'm paying more attention to what I'm putting into my body, getting rest, all of that jazz. Losing weight. I have to lose the weight. I was 271 earlier this week, down from 285 back in February. And that's just from diet. I haven't been able to do a lot of exercising with my defibrillator. I just got approved to really start doing more from that. And then I had this foot injury, right? So my computer just told me that I had to turn off something. Sorry about that. So for me, 40 hit different. I'm also trying to make better decisions in life so that I can see that next quarter, right? Get to that next quarter. Watch my daughter grow up to be a young woman, see what she blossoms into, help assist her, guide her, and mentor her along the way. That's something that's big to me. And it's funny because with where we live, I had always said that once I turned 18, I was dipping to someplace different for me, but we don't have to be co-located for me to still be that mentor for her. She might miss me being physically close once I do make the decision to move. That is something that is on the horizon. It's on the timeline. I'm not a fan of the state that I live in. I make no bones about saying that. but my daughter loves it here. She's lived here since she was in third grade, I think, and is graduating high school in Maryland. So for her, this state is her home. This has been the longest place that she's been in since I've been out of active duty Air Force. So the wake up call for me is realizing that I'm here, I'm alive, and there's things that I would like to do going forward. I want to experience a lot more than what I have now. Okay. Angie said, "Why does it pause the video every time I try to type a comment?" I don't know. I don't know. That sounds like an Android problem. If you had an iPhone, it wouldn't be doing all that. Super C said, Z Master ZH, I'll be getting more active with live streaming on games. All right, I'm out. Hey, yeah, he's on Twitch under Z Master ZH, plays different role playing games and action slashing games and shooters. I'll watch him whenever he's live just because I like to have the white noise in the background. Even more funny when you get on a mic and you just commentate while you're gaming, Super C. So that's something to think about in the future. And Angie said, "That's amazing progress." Thank you, thank you. You know, it's coming along. The doctor told me that they would like to see me lose. I forget what the number was, but 30 pounds in 6 months or so. And having that setback with my feet, like I said, it's where I'm having a boot now, doesn't make it an excuse for me to not be active. Like I can do push-ups, right? I could do other resistance type things sitting in the chair, even if I can't really put any weight on my feet like that. So I'm definitely not making excuses about not being able to do things. But I'm excited on what the progress is going to be once I start becoming more active, getting into a regular routine. I was posting on my TikTok whenever I would go out and do a mile. I would also use that as an opportunity to film some content. And I haven't been able to do that mile or mile and a half walking, and I walk at a grandma pace, y'all. I don't walk fast. I walk at a grandma pace and still end up having some type of foot injury. So I'm really wanting to reverse the damage that I've done from a lot of bad choices in life. And then also, too, I'm going to say it this way. If you follow my TikTok, you've heard me talk about some family news that I found out. And what that also kind of means for me is that without saying too much more now, I don't have the ability to ask my biological father what is going on. Like, what all did he have? Is there stuff that ran in his family that I need to be aware of? Right? I've lost the ability to do that because I don't know who that fool is. It is what it is. And as I'm discovering things, as stuff is falling apart, I can't help but wonder if that's why. Not upset about it. It is what it is. All right. Second part that I'm looking at now that I've turned 40 is redefining success. What I thought was success at 25 and in my mid 20s isn't what I'm looking at going forward. It's not what it looks like now. When I was 25, I was in the military still, and success was dictated by the mission, right? What was my mission? Did I accomplish the mission? At 40, I'm employed. I'm thankful to be employed as I'm a current government employee. And with the information that's out there, that's not guaranteed. I'm not guaranteed to have a job in 6 months. I'm not guaranteed to be employed supporting veterans like myself in 6 months. It is what it is, right? So success for me, it's not about the attention. It's not about the title that I might have or the job that I do. Success for me looks like, am I enjoying life with what I am doing? as I'm getting older, you start to realize the mortality of who you are and what you have. I've talked about this Army veteran, guy by the name of Chuck. He's one of my friends' father. He passed away a couple of years ago, and he was older, not too much older than me, right? Well, old enough to have been my dad because my friend's father's the same age as me. Her and I graduated high school at the same time, and he ended up getting a really progressive disease or diagnosed with a really fast progressive disease that changed his life essentially. Went from being able to walk on his own to not being able to walk on his own to not being able to move on his own, and no longer able to, be on this earth. And I wanted, I wish I had the opportunity to meet him in person, as we got to know each other virtually and through fantasy football of all things. But the one thing that him and I did share in common is that we were both in the military. And by all accounts, he was a solid dude. Solid dude. Wished I would have met him in person. And I had the opportunity to see my friend and her family when I went up to his funeral. And I was thankful that they allowed me to come up and pay my respects to him and things like that, even though only one person there knew me, right? So when I'm looking at success, I'm looking at the blueprint for what I'm defining as success going forward. The dreams that I had when I was in my teens before I graduated high school, I wanted to play professional football. It didn't happen, right? I'm looking at a real opportunity to be retired in 5 to 10 years. Like, it's possible for me, but it's possible because of the decisions and things that I'm making now and that I've made over the last 2 to 3 years. Now, it could mean a lifestyle change. It's gonna mean a lifestyle change. But I'm again looking at reducing debt, building up my net worth, right? Making it go from this end of a net worth number to this end of a net worth number. But it's requiring me to have focus so that I can meet my definition of success. And I'm not following anybody else's timeline but mine. There are some people that are 25 years old right now that have 100% financial freedom. There's a YouTuber out there who was a lawyer, and his YouTube channel is called The Civil Rights Lawyer. And he turned something that was a hobby, which was doing content on YouTube, showcasing different things, to where he now has a wildly successful YouTube channel. I think he's approaching 1 million subscribers. His videos get no less than 50,000 views, and it's changed his life. I don't think when he started doing YouTube over 5 years ago that what started as a hobby for him has now made him wealthy. Now, it's work. Some people that are content creators are full-time content creators, and if they're doing it by themselves, they're having to create the thumbnail, put their segments together. If it's live, it's one thing. If it's a pre-recorded video, now you got to edit and do all of the different things. That's why I don't do pre-recorded. I prefer to just do a live stream. Where I come on, I click live, I talk my ish, I hit end stream. I can get the information out that I want to give out, and hopefully it helps somebody. So when you're looking at success, or when I'm looking at this success, I'm redefining what success is for me, the definition of success to make it through this next quarter of life. All right. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you have the ability to look at what success is and redefine it, that's where you have your ultimate freedom. Let me check and see if we have any comments before I go to the final part of my live stream. No comments to highlight now, But before I do, if there's a like button on the platform that you're watching this on, do me a favor, hit that like button. I do want to thank Coach Greg Adams. I I posted this funny video of a rant that he did, and he talked to his subscribers, which he has over several thousand people that watches his live streams daily, and he got some people to come over to my channel to subscribe. So, and I noticed a bump in my subscribers once he did that. So, hey, to CGA, salute, man. I appreciate you um sending some subs my way. That was awesome because he don't have to do it. I also noticed when you was logged in that you also wasn't a subscriber yourself. Fix that. Let's see. Last segment here. Last segment. Shout out to Freed Home Podcast. Salute. It's been a minute since I've seen you. Appreciate you tuning in. Last part that I have here, I call it the blueprint going forward. So this is my blueprint. Some people say don't share your blueprint or whatnot. Just, take action and then let your success show it for you. I'm looking at holding myself accountable. All right. For me, my health is a priority. It is 10 o'clock. When I get done with this live stream, I'm going to take care of some stuff and then try and make sure that I get to bed to get me a minimum of 7.5 hours of sleep. Right? I have, I can't show y'all because it's not going to show up here, but on my phone, I have a set of goals that I have for this year that are also broken down into quarters. The first quarter of 2025, I hit all my goals. I've looked at the second quarter of things that I have for 2025, and I'm slowly but surely checking those off, scheduling things, being very intentional about what it is that I'm doing. I didn't have a live stream last weekend because I was just coming out of last Wednesday, because I was just coming out of the ER. And today I was late, but I was not going to miss this live stream today. And I was late because if you're just tuning in, I was at a peer support group for veterans, which is something that I'm also intentional about with my goals, building relationships, building good relationships, right? I'm not trying to build relationships with people that are being stagnant. No, 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 no. I attended a fantastic, and I wish I had the guy's name, but he did a webinar that had almost 1,000 people in the webinar, and it was for military veterans on how to build wealth through real estate. And it was something that I've never thought about, right? Getting into real estate. But as a veteran, I have some additional resources available to me that I'm qualified for that the average person doesn't have. So it gives me additional options. I could go a conventional route on acquiring real estate and using that to build wealth. I've got the VA route of being able to work through lenders and things and acquiring real estate and building wealth. I have options, and my blueprint going forward is to what's the right word? Exercise those options, right? Do some risk analysis, talk to some people, check in with my mentors to see if my plan makes sense, if it passes the smell test, so to speak. Get with people that are where I want to be and leverage them to help refine my blueprint and help it get better, because I don't know everything. I am not the smartest person in the room whenever I go someplace, and that's where I like to be. I like to be surrounded with people that know information. Going to a crypto event and sitting down and listening and hearing what they have to say. Attending an online webinar about veteran net worth building through real estate. Signing up for Toastmasters. I'm a Toastmaster. I think I just finished my level 1 Toastmaster. I got to get with the education and training people to see if that went through. Because I didn't get a, hey, you're level 1, congrats. But I believe I completed everything to finish my level 1 in Toastmaster, improve on my public speaking and things. Financially, I'm trying to get things set up to where 5 years, 10 years, if I want to retire, I've got the ability to do that. My pops worked until he was in his mid 60s, right? And I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that. There's people that are in their 70s still working, not because they want to, but because they have to. I do not want that to be me. So I'm planning and thinking about it now. I'm putting it in my blueprint now. The relationships that I have, whether it's with my lady, with my family, with my friends, with people that I meet on YouTube. Like I've met people from doing YouTube. When I went down to Atlanta, I met a young lady by the name of Tarika. Tarika's awesome. Shout out to her. I've met me and my lady, went and had a couples evening with some other families here in Baltimore and in Maryland that live where we live. So I'm looking at really building on those, focusing on those things, and to just be honest, stuff that's going to serve me. I serve others. People that know me know I will give you my time to help you get to where you want to go, only if you're actually going to be actionable and do something with it. I feel bad because I told somebody that on Monday I would talk to them about cryptocurrency. Monday happened. It was my first day back at work, and between work and the live stream that I do, I forgot to contact them. I felt bad, right? I disrespected that person's time, as somebody wants to point out, and did not link up with them. But I plan on definitely linking up with them, sharing what I know about cryptocurrency. And the person's not giving me anything in return. I didn't ask them for anything, and I would gladly share that information just to help them get started, right? So I'm 40. Now what? Well, we'll see. And I plan on keeping on doing these and sharing stuff as it occurs. I'm uh I'm I'm an open book. What you see with me is what you get. And it is what it is. Freedom Podcast is Coach Gang. Let's go. Let's go. And Austin Sales Wireless said, you said when I turned 18, so you 17, my bad. That's the part about live streaming is you don't necessarily get it right as you're saying things and don't even realize that you said the wrong thing. Free Home Podcast is Coach K. I knew I've seen your name somewhere. I appreciate you catching my live stream when I know that I think CGA is live now. When I click this off and I take care of some stuff, I'm gonna throw on his evening live stream and see what that fool was over there talking about. CGA gets me through my day. That is as he says, the best edutainment here on YouTube. All right. So I'll be back next Wednesday. I might try and sprinkle some additional vlogs throughout the week as I'm doing things. I'm getting out and attending various events, and I want to showcase that. I want to showcase that it's not hard to work on some things and improve yourself. You just have to pay something, pay in time, pay in money, whatever, paying attention, and show up if you want to improve and get better. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, if you hadn't hit that like button yet, mash that like button. I am the actual King Smith. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Thanks for the comments. I'm out. Peace.